All right, class, welcome back. Today we're going to cover a fundamental counting principle. And the idea behind this one is you want to start by finding the total amount of whatever it is you're looking for. And then once you have that total, you can find more probabilities by doing, once again, the favorable divided by the total. So on all the quizzes that we've had so far, the big lesson is, can we have a favorable amount divided by the total amount? All right. And so in this particular case, you're going to want to find your totals first. So for this quiz, for quiz 9.5, discover what your total is going to be for the problem. And then you can plug that in and do the favorable amount divided by that total amount. So if we look, the fundamental counting principle allows us to come up with several possibilities for passwords. In this case, they want to make a 5-character password, 2 letters to start out. So like an S and a T, and then 3 digits after that. So maybe a 0 and a 5 and a 5. And that would be a password, a letter, a number, a number, a number. Well, how many letters are there in the alphabet? There's 26 of them. So you have 26 choices for the first letter. And then you have 26 more for the second letter, right? Because you can double up a letter. It doesn't say you can't. And then to find out how many numbers there are, how many numbers are there? Well, there's 1 through 9, that's 9 of them, but there's also 0. So if 1 through 9 plus 0 gives us 10 digits for the numbers, and they want 3 of those numbers. What math goes in between these? We're not going to add these together in order to get our password. We're going to multiply these together in order to get our password. 26 times 26 times 10 times 10 times 10 is going to give us 600. Here, we'll bring up our calculator, maybe. All right, we'll bring up our calculator, and we have 26 times 26 times 10 times 10 times 10 gives us 676,000. All right, so that 676,000 ends up being the total that we were looking for up here, 676,000. All right, go team. That's the answer for this problem, 676,000. And the next one says, find the probability of being assigned the password MQ836. Well, MQ836 is just one password. It would be your favorable response. There's just one of them. And so 1 divided by the total, which is 676,000, is going to be equal to, let's go back to our calculator. 1 divided by 676,000 is going to give us 1.479289941 e to the power of -6. If you've noticed on your calculator or on the quizzes, I've been rounding to 2 numbers. So I only want 2 numbers. So this is actually going to be 1.5 e to the -6. So if we come back, here we end up with 1.5 e to the -6. Now we've covered e in the past. It's really just 10 to the power of. So this is actually going to be 1.5 times 10 to the power of a -6. If you really wanted to do it and wrap it all out, this would be 0.12345 So I moved that decimal place 6 times, and I have a very small number. This number here is acceptable on your quiz. That's plenty fine. That's what the calculator is going to give you. If you want to write it this way, that's fine. If you want to write it this way, that's fine. This is acceptable and probably what I'm going to get for most answers. The last part of this particular equation or this example is going to be find the probability of password that doesn't have an A in it. Well, if I'm missing an A, that means I don't have 26 letters. I have 25 letters. So 25 times 25 times all the numbers, so 10 times 10 times 10, is going to give me my favorable response. That's what I expect to happen. It's just all the letters without the A. And then I want to divide that by the total, which we already know to be 676,000. So let's go over to our handy dandy calculator once again. We have 25 times 25 times 10 times 10 times 10. That gives us 625,000. And then we divide those two numbers and we get 0.924556213. So our answer is going to be 0.93%, or probability of 0.93. So 93%. We rounded it to 2 decimal places.